So this is a Huffington Post article by Julie R. Thompson on the 17th of October 2016, and it talks about the difference between pasture raised free range and cage free eggs. So here we go. Cage free is regulated by the USDA. Term does not specify or indicate how much space they have or whether or not they see the outdoors. So that means that they could be cage free and indoors. Their living conditions can be cramped, isn't always the case, and there's some certification for humane status. So with that status, I think by the HFAC, don't know what that stands for, is at least 1 square foot of space per bird. Next category is free range, also regulated by the USDA. They have continuous access to the outdoors during their production cycle. Does not guarantee that the hens actually do step foot outside, but it looks like there's an open door to their enclosure for them to go outside should they choose to do that, right? It's one step more humane than the cage-free philosophy. Cement, dirt, micrograss. To be free range and certified humane, there must be a minimum of 2 square feet of outdoor space per bird. So this is 0.5 square foot more than cage-free. The next one is pasture raised, which is not regulated by the USDA. But if it's to be labeled as humane, it means that the hens are given ample space. And they're saying here 108 square feet. Didn't say per bird, but 108 square feet. Don't know what that means, right? They have access to a barn for cover. This mandated space means that there's ample room for rotating flocks, ensuring that they have fresh food to pick at. And this is the graphic that they have. So I don't know if the more than 108 square feet stands for a section of this, or if it's the whole circle here. But it really, so far, pasture raised seems to be ideal with respect to raising chickens in terms of how much space the birds actually have access to. So there's one more term, I guess, to define, and that is organic eggs. And this is australianeggs.org. I guess a reputable source, I'm assuming. So how are they produced? Organic egg farmers buy grain from certified organic suppliers who grow grain without using herbicides, pesticides, or synthetic fertilizers. So a lot has to do with the processed foods, the feed that they're fed. Also, they are outdoor range area where the hens wander, free of chemicals, pesticides, etc. Where am I? Max outdoor stocking density on organic egg farm, 1 hen per 4 square meters, where range rotation is produced. I guess that had to do with what we were talking about earlier with the circle on the diagram, or 1 hen per 6 square meters where fixed outdoor ranges are used. I guess this is no rotation. Antibiotics are a no-no, and similarly routine vaccination is not allowed. And I read somewhere else that antibiotics are only used in cases of emergency, so they don't use antibiotics. So I guess that's the key difference between organic and range, cage-free, pasture-raised eggs. So these 4 beautiful birds are our laying hens. They are Isa Brown, the breed Isa Brown. They're probably about 5 months, 6 months, and all of them started laying, as in literally from either yesterday, because we're getting 3 eggs a day from them, and now we're getting 4. Um, they've gotten along pretty well. This is our beloved yardfowl hen. We call her Black Beak. She lays also. And we have some troublemakers here. This is Muffy. Muffy has quite a personality, to say the least. And this is Tuffy. Like, they have no behavior. So they're essentially wild and free with no restrictions. The reason why they are caged off in a little area is because there's a pecking order, and these two, Muffy and Tuffy, are, putting it mildly, are really aggressive and violent. And sometimes they would pick at these who are bigger than them, and you would see feathers in their mouth. And yeah, the only reason they're getting on like this is because we do let them out, and they're thinking that I'm gonna let them out, and I'm not, because they eat grass just like the broilers, and they eat stuff from the 5-finger tree. And so if I were to classify the type of eggs that these girls are laying, without the shadow of a doubt, I think I would call it pasture raised. Perhaps not organic, because I don't know where the food that they eat is grown, if it was grown organically. I don't think Nutrimix and Master Mix are known for making organic food, but yeah, we've stopped buying eggs for like months now because of these girls. So this is my egg log, and those 4 fowls really started laying from the 25th. Started off slow, but now each one of them is laying every day. So probably for the past 3 weeks we've gotten 46 eggs, and I think they're worth more than the supermarket eggs that we buy. So definitely, when weighed to the cost of feed, even though feed prices are going up, it's still good value for money in terms of freshness and quality. So it's now after 8, and I just went to Super Farm, and I am shocked and appalled that as of March 2021, that a card of Panadine is $42. Maybe it's because I didn't buy Panadine in a long time, but most other pharmacies, smaller pharmacies, didn't have it, and Super Farm seems to be the only one not only open at this time, but just that stocks it. And maybe I live under a rock and that's how much it costs, but I still find that's ridiculous for Panadine.